Hi, I'm Martina. Welcome to Magnetic Clarity. I'm a kinesiologist. I use tarot to explore downloads that will help us cultivate the life we want.
Hi everyone. So today we're going to do a collective message to see what the strongest energy is that you're matching to, what you could reach out for. We all have free will. I like to use tarot not for fortune telling, but to find an energetic signature that you are in resonance with or in the vicinity of. That's usually the best way to read energy, is how we perceive the outside world. That kind of shows us the evidence, right? And let's actually start taking the cards. It's a way to see where we're at, right? And of course, another disclaimer, we have this ability and free will to attach the meaning to things that we see. So we can choose to find it positive or negative. This isn't about sticking heads in sands. It's about finding out if there is a message in this reading that may trigger you, then be aware of it. It's triggering you for a reason, or else it would be so neutral. It would almost bypass your conscious mind. You just wouldn't even, care about it. So there's always intel in all of these readings. So let's have a look. Okay. These cards are cards that I designed to help me tune into certain aspects of our journey. We're all trying to live our highest potential, clear out some of the lessons, karma, etc. And it's ongoing. So let me just pull the cards out and then we will see where you're at. So ground zero and stuck. Yeah, this card comes up a lot in my readings, and I think it's because I tend to attract the people who are looking to, star family. You're part of a team of souls, call in support. One of the reasons I started to do a more collective reading with pick a card ending is that I feel like the people I attract to these readings are trying to be their highest vibration. And the clearing out of this 3D world that we live in now is quite dense, right? So it's almost like we feel we don't even belong in this current reality. And the reason we feel that is because we're not resonating with it. And I have an inkling or an inclination that as a star family, we're part of a team, a soul family, a tribe. We're on this energetic grid, and there's parts of us that are needing to see each other now. We've kind of gone through the harder lessons of life, right? We've tried to alchemize a lot of our story, and we want to put that now to good use. And so that is part of the collective soul mission. And that's the people that I tend to speak to, because it can be quite a lonely journey when a lot of the people in our immediate world, our family, our friends, our colleagues, they don't fully get us. And we're in battle of that, not with ourselves, because I think innately inherently we know we're here for something bigger. And we can also fall into lack of momentum. We kind of get stuck going, look at all these images. We have someone who is kind of like, she's almost like an ice queen, right? That's kind of why I created this card, because she is this amazing person, but she's collected some lessons that may have hurt in the past. She has this capacity, this depth, this wisdom, this ability to see deep within each other and the people around her. But because there's such a discord, there's been this frozen protection mechanism that has been part of her armor. And it also tunes into our subconscious mind, There's so much of our story that we're not even fully aware of. And we're only really aware of what it is on the surface, but I feel like there is a melting of some of those stories. And so not only is she this strong, resilient character, it's twofold. One, it's you alchemizing and defrosting some of your belief systems and life lessons. But it's also that you have, by that default, collected all of this intel that now serves you to serve. It's this strange thing that all the lessons we learn in our life are always what is cultivating our mission. We had to learn them. We had to learn them sometimes harder than others, so that we could have the soul medicine to help not only ourselves but others. But it's a hard frequency, right? Because it's like you no longer belong to the past version of yourself, how you used to operate, think, how you grew up. Those lessons don't serve you because you're already ascending. And with ascension comes this vulnerability of not knowing where to ground yourself or what to reach for. But to know that you're always supported by an invisible support system. That's your intuition, your guides, the universe, however you resonate. But whether you're conscious of it or not, you have decided, you have chosen. Whether you're choosing in current time, present time, or if you're choosing because you made that decision before you got here of what kind of life you wanted to lead and live. So then we have stuck energy, right? So we can either feel stuck and suspended by our own decisions, but are also excited at the possibility. It's that strange excitement, right? Or we can also keep ourselves a little bit stuck in the 3D reality of what is. And that's just energy work. This is not stuck in cement. This is just duct tape. This is removable. It's almost like, and I don't even feel like it's stuck because you've stuck yourself. Sometimes the self-sabotage keeps us stuck by our own, scripting in our mind, our own fears. But I feel like it might be an outside world trying to keep you down. It's almost like there's been an outside energy force that's kind of taped you to the wall, and it's kind of kept you in a reality that's not serving you. And that could be many reasons. That could be we have bills to pay, we have a job we have to keep, we have, so many real life reasons to prevent ourselves from gaining the momentum we need. But remember, you're here to move away from this old belief system in whichever capacity, size that means to you. You want something different. That's why you're taking this leap of faith. Even when you know there's no supporting ground underneath you, or so it feels, there is a trust that there's something higher to reach for. And again, soul family, star family, you are part of a team of souls. We're all here. And if this story resonates, then, this is a fairly new channel. But building a community is important. It's important for me. It's important for us. So help each other out. That's what I would like to cultivate in this YouTube space. Let's get an oil actually to tune into the energy. So let's get an oil for the collective. Rosewood. Sustainability. Energy and strength to sustain the journey. Perseverance and commitment. 44. I love it. Yeah, I mean, it's hard. It's hard to hold our reserve. Sustainability it's that resilience muscle, right? It's we get knocked about with reality. Even with the best intentions, reality can really slap us in the face, let's be honest. That smells really nice. It smells really grounding. I think this is just a message for you to go little by little. You know, the longer we stay stuck and suspended, we will reach a fatigue. But when you make one step each time to reach for the next version of yourself, you're building muscle. That's muscle fatigue, right? So but it builds muscles because it's the breakdown of the old and adopting the new. So when you really tune into what it is that you want to do, and you're able to just bust through this stagnant energy. Okay, let's get the tarot on board to see what it is that we need to look at collectively. Okay, Judgment, Six of Wands, Death card, King of Wands, Ten of Swords, Nine of Swords, Knight of Cups, and the bottom of the deck is Ace of Wands. Okay, let me just organize these cards. These are actually perfect cards because, you know, Judgment card is that wake-up call, right? That self-realization that we control our own, or our mind's eye even. It's like there's two versions of ourselves, and it's me talking to you about not only do we have the impact to create our reality, we choose our thinking, we choose our script. And it's just to become more consciously aware of how do you bring in more of a higher vibration of your thoughts and your desires for yourself, which you're doing, right? You're splitting away from these two worlds where you're like, this past version of this 3D reality, or my current existence, or all my past hurts and lessons, I actually want something more for myself. I'm reaching higher. And so the Judgment card and the Death card are the two major kanas of your reading. And death is exactly that, right? It's closing out an old chapter and beginning a new. And I feel like there's a bit of resonance in these two cards. It's like remembering to look above you for the support that's around you, because the darkness is always maybe trying to, you know, cloud your, you know, she's in a bit of tatters, right? It creates a lot of resistance, right, in our manifestations, our abilities. With the Six of Wands, particularly under the third eye chakra, it's like you now have this ability to start seeing what it is that you want for your life. This one clear idea, you're ready to be seen, you're ready to have it valued, and valuing yourself because you've had this self-actualization, this self-realization. You can see all the past, you know, stuff you've had to go through. This is kind of getting depicted here by the Ten of Swords. It's like you're completing that cycle. It's part of this ending. It's like, yeah, I've got all the intel I needed. I'm ready to move out of it. I feel like with the King of Wands, particularly under the heart chakra, I feel like you are setting yourself on fire in a good way. It's that you are now finding more solid ground to stand on, because you've got the wisdom and understanding that whatever has been in the past has served you. It's given you the tools, it's given you the creative ability to alchemize it and almost be a leader in whatever it is that you have, quote unquote, struggled with in the past. Whatever this, you know, this blood that's been spilled on some level, you've endured it, you've been sustainable, you've, you know, but you're recommitting to who you are every day. And Knight of Cups is that emotional action, right? It's where you start living more so with your your hearts and your feelings, and it's less of this frozen armor. You're ready to re-engage in a new way of being, and you're happy to maybe put your heart on your sleeve a little bit, because you know that with that vulnerability of all your lessons, it's that you don't need to overprotect your story. It's that you can share it with others and find balance for you and for people around you. And you're actually starting to feel more safe to do that. Being under your base chakra, you're grounding that. You've really, really started to understand the center of who you are, and that everything in your life has been leading to this point right now. You've got the Ace of Wands at the bottom of the deck, Nine of Cups too. It's like, yeah, it's a brand new beginning, and you're calling something huge in. You're calling something that is definitely soul mission. You're completing old cycles. There's no new lessons in this realm to learn. You've graduated from them. And now it's seeing new horizons for yourself, being authority in your life, taking back more control of your mental mind. You understand that this fear and anxiety that you may have suffered in the past has actually been for you. They're like flickers of gold in the chaos, because it's always trying to pull you through to what it is that you need to see. You know, this wisdom and clarity that you hold within. Okay, to summarize before we go to the pick and endings, yeah, you're building a whole brand new life, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. You've done all the lessons, you've done the time, and now it's time to propel you forward into a whole brand new chapter. I feel like you really are coming into your own. You're going to be an authority on something, even in a way of, yeah, a business. You've definitely got stories to tell. And people are going to see this. So let's see what your individual message is from the cards. So pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3. And we'll continue on with the story through your lens. Okay, hi pile 1. You have 20, which is interesting because that is the card of judgment as well. So I kind of like that. What's the meaning? Honey myrtle, abundance. Feeling of lack and scarcity helps generate trust in the universe. Yeah, I feel like this is exactly it. Sometimes we get scared to make that leap of faith into the unknown, even though everything in our belly and our bones is making us do it. It's that don't feel that lack of scarcity. Don't worry about this abyss that you perceive beneath you, because you're completely supported and you were called here to do it, and you knew the circumstances in which you would face. You knew ways to overcome them, and you're just choosing to do that. And the more you step into your own leadership and power, that's when things get, you know, brighter and brighter. So let's find out what pile number 1 needs to... What's the medicine for pile 1? What will really help them take the next step forward? What are they reaching for? What's the next step? How to set themselves free? What can you tell us? What can you tell us? Okay, let's get... Okay, pile number 1. Bottom of the deck, 7 of Wands. Let's get your cards, pile 1. Okay, so we have the Empress. We have Wheel of Fortune. We have 9 of Wands. We have the Magician. And we have 10 of Cups. Wow. Holy moly, pile 1. It's like you are already pregnant with these ideas. You've been seeing this, you've been feeling this. It's probably been a long space in that, but what you haven't realized is that stuck energy has been gestation. It's like it's been building behind the scenes. That's why the universe wants you to be reminded that you're not alone, you are supported, it is divine, it's happening in the right time, right space. And it's like Wheel of Fortune, it's like it's done. It's turning in your favor. It's like a total beginning, not only like the new beginning that you're creating, it's happening now. The chapter is closed, a new one's beginning. You've got the 9 of Wands, so you know what it's taken to get here. And not only that, you're taking all of that intelligence and creating something that only you had the tools to do through your experience, your story, and you're creating something unique, raw, original. And it not only provides you with 10 of Cups energy, but it seems like it's a cup that you share with people around you. It's an overspilling abundance. It's like you've been dancing to your own tune. You've created a pathway to meet not only yourself, but others who could resonate and help the journey continue. So it's like you've really stood up and elevated your frequency. And if you haven't done that quite yet, it's well on its way. You have mastered a lot of your journey, and now it's getting to the good bit. It's getting to the bit where you really do become this authority figure in your own life, and maybe even help others do the same. But yeah, wow, great cards. Wheel of Fortune, the Empress, and Magician, 10 of Cups. Like, I'm almost worried about pile 2 and pile 3 because definitely yours is an epic ending to a journey that had to be done. And keep going at it, pile 1. Let's get one final message to close out the reading for you. Okay, one card for pile 1. Star Brothers, Horus energy, protection, loyalty, safety, trust. I feel like this message wants to say that whatever it is that you're incubating, whatever is divinely coming immediately, almost fast, this new beginning, this complete, no need to learn all of these old lessons again that you've graduated. And whatever, whatever resilience and perseverance you had to do to finally commit to your own dream, it's mindful of this energy, where other people can project some of their fears about your life onto you. It's that just be mindful who you pick to show your vulnerability to. It's not that vulnerability is a bad thing, but it's about just getting your resilience back into your dream and kind of locking in the foundations of that before you maybe tell people who you love in your life but might not fully understand where it is that you're taking it to. It's just keeping your dream a little bit in the safety bubble before you actually hatch it on some level. Just protecting that that energy around you so that you can keep building this dream and pushing it forward. Okay, pile 1, that's all I have for you. Thanks a million, and I'll see you next time.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit subscribe. Thanks a million.
Hi, pile 2. So you have Angelica root, which is divine strength for feelings of being held, strong support, and rebuilding. Oh my God, it's like that's a perfect card. And 11, if that resonates with anyone. And let's just see. It's really interesting that there was a little bit of a drop of the essence that fell on the King of Wands. It's almost like a reminder. And we're just going to find out what's the next steps for you. What is it that you are shimmying your way towards, pile 2, beyond the collective message already read? But yeah, what is it that you specifically need some guidance on, some wisdom? There's already a sign of divine strength. So yeah, knowing that you're not alone, that the universe is supporting you. And let's see what's coming down that line. Okay, for pile 2, can we have some wisdom? Whoa, okay, you have a ton. So we'll try and go through it. I thought there was a card that flipped. Oh yeah, there it is. Queen of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck, Devil card. Okay, let's see. Start here. So we have the Hermit card. We have the 9 of Cups. We have the King of Swords. We have 5 of Swords. We have the Sun. We have the 8 of Wands. And we have Queen of Pentacles. God, am I going to fit these in pile 2? You've got a lot. We've got 4 of Swords. We've got 3 of Wands. And we have the Hierophant. Okay, let me just reorganize these cards. I think with divine strength, for feelings of being held, strong support and rebuilding after trauma, I feel like that's almost part of your soul job. That's what you're going to be doing, because I feel like there has been, yeah, look, the Tower moment underneath the moon. Oh my God. 4 of Cups. Yeah, that's heavy energy. And I feel like that's what you're coming out of. You've had to almost go into hermit mode and heal. And you've been doing that for a while, and that's why it has been in this stuck energy. You've definitely been alchemizing some of these past hurts, and they hurt bad, like they really cut deep, right? It's been, you know, definitely a challenge, and you've had to really come through that hard energy, but you had to do it through yourself. You had to go within. You had to heal yourself. You had to listen to wisdom that resonated with you. And you probably had to keep yourself outside of maybe, you know, some of your real life people in your life, you know, family and friends, because there was a disconnection between the advice they were giving you and what really felt like wisdom for you. It's like you had to channel it yourself on some level. It's like sometimes the people closest to us are the people that might have inadvertently caused some of that trauma, right? So you've done it, you've come within. I feel like with this Hermit card and this laptop, you may have even been creating a version of your event. So whether you've been writing a book or journaling or even creating like an online course, there's something that you have brought out of this trauma and brought it into the 3D world, which has created a lot of fulfillment for you. It's allowed you to help start mastering your emotions about what you want to bring in, and you've become an authority. So I feel like you're really good with words. You're really good with communicating. Your style is very transformative. So I feel like you have strong messages to share with the collective. I feel like maybe you're like a change maker. There's something within that fight that's really created you to be an authority on this subject. So whatever it is you're building, you're like on fire with it, because look, you have the Sun card and you have 8 of Wands. So it's like once you move past through this energy, hard energy, scary energy, and like, oh my God, what am I going to do with my life energy? and backed up with the star family, it's that, yeah, you're bringing all of this stuff into the light now, and you're communicating it. Fast communication. Whatever words you think, messages you receive, they hit hard and they hit fast. And you know, you've got this Queen of Pentacles, Four of Swords, Three of Wands, and the Hierophant. It's like, that's who you are. That's who you are for others. That's who you allow them to become. And they know, you know, that it's less about the Five of Swords energy. You don't need to fight through the trauma to heal it. It's that you just need to rest and let what lies within you and within it to be its exact medicine. It's like you bring it to the surface, you give it the sunlight, and it kind of is a natural antiseptic. And that's what you do. You're able to gently bring the divine strength out in yourself and for others. And it gives people this opportunity to look at broader horizons for themselves, to bring themselves across their own zip line of mastery. And you almost teach people, or definitely again with the Hierophant, the King of Wands, and the King of Swords, you are a force to be reckoned with. You're so grounded, you're so light years ahead sometimes with your thinking and your messaging, but it's completely charismatic and magnetic. It's like you are so able to reach people. I feel like you probably will have a stage, especially backed up with Six of Wands. You're going to be recognized in a big way. And it's yeah, it seems to be in your vicinity. So if you're seeing this message, it's like it's there. Such lovely, I love the energies and the people that are attracted to these videos, because yeah, it's, I don't know, I just think you guys are cool, and I love that. I love that there's people like you out there doing your best to raise the collective. Okay, let's get a final message for you to close out the reading, pile 2. Can I have a message for pile 2? We the Hathors. Deep love, mother's milk, birth as a portal. Yeah. It's true, you know, when you have this energy and you have this capacity to love, when we haven't learned to drive that energy force that we have, if you have deep love and you land in the world and you just want to love everything, there's going to be people out there that's going to knock those hard edges, right? Or create those hard edges. It's like we have to learn the power of our love and how it sustains us before it can also sustain others. Sustainability. But then at the same time, mother's milk, it's like whatever your life force for yourself and for others, it is like mother's milk. And that's why you have such a power elixir, whether your mother's milk is some sort of writing, messaging, change making, whatever it is, it's connected. And it's been your birthright. You've probably been doing this for lifetimes, and you're waking up more of your star family. So that you don't feel so alone, and also that they don't feel so alone. And that's what you're bringing to the world, pile 2. So I love that. And that's the end of your reading. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit subscribe. Thanks a million.
Okay, hi pile 3. You have Kunzia, which is number 23. Smells good too. Body. Respect your body. The temple of your soul is housed in. Okay. Let's see. Can we have messages for pile 3 about why is this message important for them to hear now? What are their next steps? What further individual advice can you give to the people coming in to watch pile 3? What do they need to hear? What do they need to claim? Is there a bigger lesson in their soul mission? What is it? What is it? What is it? Okay. have is that all? Yeah. And bottom of the deck. Oh wow. Pile 2 had the devil as well. So let's see. Okay, these cards I know don't really show very well up in camera, but I love the iridescence, almost like color therapy as well for the reading. Yeah, I think it's nice to have color when we're dealing with spiritual and emotional aspects of ourselves. So we have Page of Pentacles, the Emperor, the King of Cups, the Magician, the Five of Swords, and the Six of Wands. So pile 3, I feel like your strongest energies right now is Emperor, King of Cups, and the Magician, especially under the Death card and King of Wands, and even the Ten of Swords. It's like you've really alchemized this. Yeah, even Nine of... Okay, so yeah, I mean, you've got the Nine of Wands underneath here, but you've got the Devil card as well. And with the body, respect your body, and that it's the temple your soul is housed in. I feel like you have first-handedly seen how the mind and the soul can hurt our physical body. So I feel like it's either with stress or maybe excess, maybe, you know, overconsumption, maybe alcohol, using, I guess, lower vibrational medicines to, you know, soothe some of this hard stuff in the past. I feel like you have gone down that road, and you've seen firsthand the impacts it can have on your physical body, and how that even blocks and keeps you stuck in your mission. And you've had to alchemize that. But I think what you've become is, through that process, you almost had to relearn a lot of things in life, and you probably have become more spiritual because of it. And maybe that's not been your original thing. Maybe that's like a new awakening to some of this stuff. But I definitely feel like you're on a lot more in the physical plane. There's a lot of red in your cards here. So I feel like whatever lessons you've learned out of this heartache is been bringing it into the body somehow. I even feel with these cards as well, it's like you're understanding the vibration of the body as it being non-physical as well. So whether you're blending some sort of physical exercise, yoga, but it's also connected to a soul element, a spiritual element. It could even be like crystals, something that is very in the physical, tangible sense. For some reason, you have created or are being called to create. I feel like with the Emperor card, it is business, and King of Cups, it's like an emotionally fulfilled, it's a soul mission business that you have created, and you've created out of raw materials of your story. So whether that is something you've learned on how to heal yourself, you're bringing it into help the collective. That's part of your soul mission. And it feels like it takes people out of this really negative headspace to start like finding new ways to recognize their gifts as well, their own healing, what is potential for them, what they can bring in and bring out of their story. But whatever that is, there is something about you emotionally owning your physical space and your creativity. So that could also be in something physical, tangible, like art. Maybe you use art as a physical expression of the body, or even dance, but it always has this marriage of soul work, because from the previous reading, for the collective, about you realizing your story, being the authority on it, closing out the painful chapters, and then rebirthing it into something for the collective, you seem to have all the pieces already. It's like you need to tap into them even more so now because of this reading. This is kind of like a compass for you to direct all of that knowledge into something super powerful. It's like you bring people's energy back into the base chakra as step number 1. It's you ground them, you get them into, I guess you get them into a space where they actually start from ground zero and they actually want to now take a new version for themselves, a more spiritual path for themselves. So whatever that is, you fit the message to your story, but there is something very, very tangible in what you offer that brings people along for a new elevated journey. Okay, can we get a final card for pile 3 to close out the reading? Thank you. Earth pulsing. Pulse of the mother, slow down time and nature. Yeah, it's just another message about grounding. You might even take people on hikes. Like you might be part of a walking group, or you might be walking meditation. There's something that you marry the spiritual aspect and the physicality of the body that recalibrates them on some level. And I'm really interested to hear versions of that. If you don't mind to comment or share your story. I just love that you are a very solid authority figure, really, really grounded, but that your heart chakra is King of Cups and King of Wands. It's like a very passionate, loving energy field. And then the Magician, it's a way to make that creative in some way. It might even be an original idea, and you reach people that way. And I feel like, again, with these like reflective cards, they start to mirror back what they could create. So yeah, maybe you're definitely in the Earth Angel vibe. And yeah, I'd love to hear about it if you don't mind sharing. And that's all I have for you, pile 3. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit subscribe. Thanks a million.